Hallo, American Youth Ensembles und willkommen zu Deutschland. We arrived at the Frankfurt International Airport at around 10 o'clock this morning, and we will now be traveling to Ramendingen on a 4-hour bus trip. See you over there. After a long bus ride, we arrived at the middle school in Ramendingen at 3 o'clock Central European Time, where we were to rehearse and meet during the week. We were welcomed upon arrival by the German's band director and proceeded to do a run-through of our music. It has now been about 27 hours for some of us who did not sleep on the plane. At the end of rehearsal, a local photographer snapped this picture. Sure, we weren't all looking our best due to severe jet lag, but we were very excited to be there. Shortly after, we met our host families, who then took us back to their houses, where we showered, ate dinner, and got a good night's sleep before we were to meet at the school the next morning. The next day was much about culture. We started off with a tour of Ramendingen's Catholic Church, which is pictured here. After that, we went to the Protestant church, followed by the City Hall and a local museum. Next, we stopped for a bite to eat at the local bakery before heading off for some free time at the local park. The last place we went that day was the Hohenzollern Castle. Day 3 started off with a trip to Lake Constance. But who could forget why we were really there? To play music. On our way back to Ramendingen, we stopped at a Schillmann to perform our first concert. After our concert, we watched the German Music Club's concert. Unfortunately, they only got one song in before it started to rain. After that, we just had 2 more concerts left in Germany. One was here, at a summer villa. The last one was in a German open-air pub. It's been a memorable stay here with our host families. We've experienced their culture, customs, and their magnificent, easygoing dynamic that resides in their small, quaint towns and is likely to stay with us for the rest of our lives. Tomorrow, we leave for Austria on a 7-hour bus ride, and then, after that, to Frankfurt to fly home. When we got to Austria, we toured the historic city of Salzburg. During one of our last tours, we toured the Hellbrunn Palace Park, which is famously known for the Sound of Music gazebo and their trick fountains. Touring Germany and Austria was an amazing experience. But looking back on all the student interviews, there's one student I spoke to who really summed up the entire trip very well.
I think at first, musically, I was a bit intimidated to come to Germany, not only to play for the European audiences, but to sit down and play with German musicians as well. It's something that I had no idea what I was walking into, basically. But when we first arrived in Ringendingen and we sat down to rehearse, I realized that these were very hospitable people, very kind people. And it was amazing to just sit down with musicians from another country who, although we were separated from by our native tongue, we could connect with them via that universal language of music. And as a musician, that was a truly awesome experience. And I'm sure that that's an experience I'll carry with me for the rest of my musical career. So I think I can speak for myself and the rest of us in saying that we're just truly grateful for American Youth Ensembles and Con-Selmer for sponsoring this great event. They've granted us a truly wonderful experience, and I think we'll all take a lot away from it, and we will all cherish these memories.